Many children battle fear of the dark. Now, as an adult, you're probably not afraid of the dark. But whatever you are afraid of, I have a great strategy for you that will help you overcome it. Hey, welcome to Mornings with Bishop Robert. Thanks for joining me. I'm really grateful you're here. My goal is to introduce people to the Jesus they never knew, then help them get to know Him and His Word personally and better. So if our time together today speaks to your heart, would you please like, subscribe, and then also share this video with a friend. Well, I don't have a detailed demographic breakdown for everybody who tunes into this devotional every day, but I'm guessing there aren't many 4 or 5-year-olds in the bunch, which is the most common age for a fear of the dark to develop in children. While most of us will outgrow that fear, clinical psychologists tell us that about 1 in 10 adults is still afraid of the dark. It's a more common fear than even fear of heights. Now, to be fair, we're not so much afraid of the dark as we're afraid of what's in the dark that we can't see. Yeah, if you're walking alone down a dark street in the wrong part of a city at night, it's not the dark you're really worried about. Darkness can hide danger. Well, today we've got a word of encouragement from God that speaks to our fears, whatever the source. Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Sometimes the world can be a dark place. It's an unfortunate fact that there are evil people. There are even large groups of very evil people. Our church is very involved in helping Afghan refugees who are fleeing the Taliban. My inbox is regularly filled by images of people that have been beaten, occasionally by cell phone videos of people as they're being beaten. Far too often I get images of people that have been assassinated for no other reason than not submitting to some ridiculous rule or other. Just this past week, I was informed of a mother and 2 children who were shot and killed at a checkpoint because they were driving without a male in the car to supervise them. But the Taliban, they're not the only expression of evil we see in the world. There are many nations where one can travel to and find evil rampant. There's evil in the world because the evil one and his hordes are in battle against God's and His creation. It's not a battle that'll last forever, but it is a battle we're fighting now. The Bible tells us that our enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But even in the midst of this world's darkness, we have a great hope. Because the people standing in darkness have seen a great light, the Bible tells us. And the Bible encourages us, telling us, be strong, don't fear. Your God will come, and He'll come with a vengeance, and He'll save you. God has not left us alone. He's not left us without either armor or spiritual weapons. I've spoken about those other things in other devotionals. I'm sure I'll do it again. But today, the lesson's a bit different, and it can be summed up in 5 words. He has not left us. Has He equipped us? Certainly. Provided us skill and tools to defend ourselves against the enemy? Unquestionably. But He didn't send us a how to save yourself kit in a box. He came. He stands with us. And as He stands beside us, He says, don't be afraid, for I'm with you. There are things that we don't know. But we don't have to worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow can worry about itself. We don't have to worry about what lies ahead, what unknowns it might bring. There are things we don't know. There are things we'll never know. But we can overcome fear by focusing on what we do know. You see, we do know that He's with us. We do know that he who created us, the one who formed us, says, do not fear. He instructs us to be strong and courageous, not to be afraid, not to be discouraged. He says he'll be with us wherever we go. Our God not only sees in the dark, he sees into the future. So even though we walk through the darkest of valleys, we need fear no evil, because he's with us. His very presence comforts us. In one of the Psalms, King David wrote, I sought the Lord. He heard me. He delivered me from all my fears. And he'll do the same for you. Know that he's with you. Rest in him and in his presence. And when you feel surrounded by the darkness, there's a strategy for victory. Remember the great light, who's the light of the world. And you can say to yourself, as David wrote in the Psalms, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? He's with us. He never leaves us, never forsakes us. The Apostle Paul was convinced that neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present or the future, nor any powers, neither height nor depth, nothing in all creation would ever separate him from Christ and his love. And that promise that was true for Paul, well, it's true for you and I as well. He is our hope in the storm. He's our light in the darkness. He's the one standing beside us in the dark battles we face, whispering in our ears and in our hearts, don't be afraid. I am with you. We have come to the end of our time this morning. Help me introduce people to the Jesus they never knew. Help me let them learn about him, get to know him personally and better. Would you please subscribe? Would you please like? Would you please hit the notification button? One more thing, would you please share this video with a friend? Because as you do, that makes you part of the team. And we're touching hearts all over the world with the love of Jesus. Thank you for helping.